Some movies get older. Some movies become nostalgic. And then there are movies like Raiders of the Lost Ark that somehow seem completely untouched by time. 45 years later, this thing still absolutely sparkles as the crown jewel of blockbuster movie making. And after revisiting it on the big screen this past Sunday, I'm more convinced than ever that this isn't just one of the greatest adventure movies ever made. It's one of the greatest movies ever made. Period.
Yep, this is Pantheon material for me. One of the things that blows me away every time I revisit Raiders is how effortlessly Steven Spielberg and George Lucas make filmmaking look. The movie feels so simple with its Saturday matinee serial cliffhanger thrills. A professor goes looking for the Ark of the Covenant before the Nazis get it. That's the plot. That's it. But the execution? Absolute movie magic. Every scene introduces character, advances the story, builds tension, or delivers a memorable action beat. There isn't an ounce of fat on this movie. Modern blockbusters are over here, clocking in at 2 hours and 45 minutes, trying to explain their cinematic universe. Raiders introduces Indiana Jones out of the shadows in about 5 minutes, and you immediately understand who he is. Rough and tumble archaeologist, part-time professor, all charisma, smart guy, a little lucky, and afraid of snakes. Harrison Ford's Indiana Jones might be the coolest movie star performance ever captured on film. The genius of Indy is that he isn't a superhero. He gets hurt. He makes mistakes. He improvises. He's constantly one bad decision away from disaster. The guy spends most of the movie sweaty, bruised, exhausted, and hanging on by pure stubbornness, which makes him relatable and endlessly entertaining. The supporting cast is fantastic too. Karen Allen's Marion Ravenwood remains one of the best action-adventure heroines ever put on screen. She's tough, funny, resourceful, and can drink grown men under the table. Meanwhile, Paul Freeman gives us a great dark mirror to Indy with his character Belloc, and his Nazi henchman, Colonel Dietrich, played by Wolf Kahler, is menacing and scary. And then there's Spielberg's direction. The man was operating on another level coming off his blockbusters of Jaws and Close Encounters. The opening idol sequence, the bar shootout, the map room, the Well of Souls, the flying wing fistfight, the opening of the Ark. Pick your favorite. Every single set piece is iconic. Every single one. And that truck chase? Still one of the greatest action sequences ever filmed. A breathless thrill ride. No CGI armies, no digital destruction. Just incredible stunt work, practical filmmaking, brilliant editing, and a director at the absolute peak of his powers. What also struck me watching it again is how much personality this movie has. Every frame feels handcrafted. Every location feels real. Every prop feels tangible. You can practically smell the dusty tombs and sweaty desert air. And John Williams' score? Come on! The Raiders March is one of the greatest film score themes ever performed. The older I get, the more I appreciate how hard it is to make something this entertaining. Not just thrilling, not just funny. It is grade A entertainment from beginning to end. There isn't a weak scene. There isn't a wasted moment. There isn't a false note. It's the cinematic equivalent of a perfect game.
So of course, I'm landing at 5 stars out of 5 on Letterboxd. A perfect movie to me, a perfect adventure film, and one of the greatest collaborations between Steven Spielberg, George Lucas, Harrison Ford, and John Williams that defined blockbuster movie history. 45 years later, Indy is a pulpy pleasure of a movie masterpiece and belongs in the Museum of Cinematic Triumphs.